Alright, here we go. What's up, Sweaters fam? Sweaters here. Uh, Today I'm gonna do a UFC 239 review. It's a little late. Just got done finishing all the fights. So yeah, like, subscribe in the bottom. It'll be there. Hit like, hit subscribe, notify. The normal YouTube business, stuff like that. Uh, we're gonna go ahead and get into this review. But UFC 239 from Vegas last night, headlined by John Jones, retaining his title. We'll just start from the bottom, from the top down. Let's start from the top down. John Jones retains his UFC light heavyweight title, 5-round split decision. Don't necessarily know if a split decision was warranted, to be honest with you. I thought John probably won all 5 rounds. I had him win 4. First round was close, but not a whole lot of action really. Traded leg kicks. John hit a really good elbow in the second. John Jones being John Jones, though, he's so hard to figure out. His fight IQ is ridiculous, and you could tell midway through that second to third round just how much he respected Thiago Santos Maheta's power, which we all UFC fans know. Maheta Santos has plenty of knockouts, the whole 9 yards type of deal. So, yeah, that's normally how that flies. But, so, I mean, we'll see what's next for John Jones. Personally, I honestly think that the DC rematch is probably the way to go there. I think personally, I don't know if anybody's going to beat him. I mean, he's the greatest of all time, in my opinion. Yeah, he's had his outside the cage issues, but I don't consider him a cheater, which a lot of people do. But we're talking picograms. We're talking bullshit type of fucking matters. I mean, Sugar Sean O'Malley was supposed to be on this card going with the same shit. So, I mean, at least we have a clean sport now with USADA, that type of stuff. But, I mean, this picogram business, you know, how far is too far type of deal. But, I mean, that's a whole nother video in its own. Right. Moving on. Co-main event was Amanda Nunes, Holly Holm for the 135 belt. Amanda Nunes retains her title at 35. Honestly, kind of the way I thought it would go. I didn't think it'd be in the first round. I figured it would take a round or two for it to really warm up, figure out Holly. But I mean, they were back and forth there in the first for a little bit. But then Holly throws this awkward inside leg kick and gets countered off of it with a head kick that blasted her. And wasn't a clean knockout per se. I mean, I've heard some people say maybe an early stoppage. Holly looked out. Amanda Nunes, again, we're talking greatest fighter, women fighter of all time. I mean, she's beaten every single champion at this point. She knocked out Cyborg in the first. She knocked out Ronda in the first. She knocked out Holly in the first. She looked good. Continues to look good. She's still young. I think she's only 30 or 31. I may be wrong about that. But I'm pretty sure she's still in her fighting prime. She wants that Cyborg rematch. That's been very well noted. Uh, we'll see if she gets it. I mean, I think Cyborg will get through Felicia Spencer in her next fight. I'd love to see that rematch again. But I just don't know. Amanda Nunes is on a different level when it comes to the women, and she's proving it. So we'll see how that goes. You know, the number one fight that I want to talk about on this card, and everybody's talking about it. Jorge Masvidal, Ben Askren. There was a lot of hype going in this fight. Askren talks a lot of shit. Masvidal is just game bred. He's Masvidal. He's one of these guys that I hate putting bets on. I hate picking for him, because when I pick for him, he fucking loses. When I pick against him, he beats me, type of deal. Again, I had Askren winning this fight, and he came out the gate and starched him and set a UFC record for a 5-second knockout with a flying knee. And he baited him. He straight baited him. And he didn't give him a 3-piece and a soda. He gave him the whole, as he said in the press conference, he gave him the whole MGM buffet. And it was exciting. And it's game bred. And he, honestly, his last four to five fights has looked the best he's ever looked. He looks motivated. He looks like he's finally put it all together. And I don't know how you don't give him a title shot after that. I mean, Ben Askren, honestly, in my opinion, probably the worst matchup for Kamaru, probably the worst matchup for everybody, but this just proves that Askren has a lot to work on in the stand-up. And he's very predictable. So, I mean, I like it. I mean, entertaining stuff. Very entertaining stuff out of Game Bread. Very good fight build-up. Good fight. You know, it lasted 5 seconds. Like, I mean, it's the buzz of the MMA community right now is what Game Bread did to Ben. And so, we'll see what happens out of that. Next fight was Luke Rockhold and John Blachowicz. I missed this fight. I thought Rockhold being at 205 would be better. I figured he would have an advantage just because, you know, it's a former champion, natural weight class, not cutting as much weight. But honestly, Luke looked flat. He looked real flat. I mean, that first round, all he really did was held him against the cage for the most part. He landed some shots. But I still thought Blachowicz won round one with the head kick at the end. I mean, heard some people say it was behind the bell, but I mean, he initiated it before. It was confirmed he initiated it before, type of deal. And then in the second round, he blasted him with I think it was a right hook, maybe? Might have been a left hook. No, it was a left hook. And it was a left hook, and it broke Rockhold's jaw. I don't normally like Dana going in press conferences and saying this guy should retire, this guy should retire, you know, this guy shouldn't retire, type of deal. But I think he's got a point on Rockhold. In the last 3 or 4 fights, he's been not the same Rockhold. And I mean, he's 34, 35 now. I mean, he's got a real good job with the Ralph Lauren modeling thing. He wants to stay in the sport. I mean, I'm sure he could probably stay in the sport. Bellator would take him in a heartbeat. One would take him in a heartbeat, type of deal. But I don't think he's going to cut to 20. I don't think he's cutting to 85 anymore. And even if he did cut to 85, I don't see him beating any of the top guys there in UFC or Bellator. I don't think he beat Gegard at 85. I don't think he'll beat Rafael Lovato at 85. And at 205, I don't think he's really. I mean, Bellator's probably got a little bit better chance at 205. I don't think he's beating Bader, though. And he definitely proved not a top 5 guy at 205. So, as far as I'm concerned in that, I mean, we'll see. Maybe he should retire. Sorry, Blachowicz, it's hard to really tell what's next for him. There's 2 fights I really want to see out of that I think would be good for him. I mean, let's be honest. He just lost. You could do the Santos rematch, but I mean, eh, I think Anthony Smith would be a good fight for him. I think Anthony Smith would be a good fight for him. I think Khalil Roundtree would be a good fight. I think Johnny Walker would be a good fight. Uh, Hell, Dominic Reyes would be a good fight. So we'll see. He's probably gonna want to fight upper echelon guys, top five guys, type of deal in that division. In fact, he's older. He's 36, 37, I believe. But good showing on John Belovic, and he's moving on up at 205. All right, on to the next fight of this card, and it was Michael Chiesa, Diego Sanchez, and I totally missed on this card, knowing better. I knew going in Chiesa would be way bigger. Chiesa at 70 has looked incredible. As far as he looks like he has more energy, he seems like he's better off that weight. Um, he looked dominant in this fight. And Diego brought it. Diego always brings it. Diego's one of my favorite fighters in the sport, one of many favorite fighters in the sport for a lot of MMA fans. And I just think that Chiesa is just on a different level right now. Younger, 31 years old, new weight class. We'll see what's next. I really like the him Kevin Lee rematch at 70, but I don't think they'll make that. I don't want to see him really against Askren. I want to see his stand up a little more. His stand up's always been good, but not great. His ground, his wrestling, his jiu-jitsu's always been his strong suit. So I'd like to see him in a matchup that would work better for his striking, so he could put some of that striking on display. But I mean, he's a potential top 10, top 5 guy in this division, even though this division 70's full of killers. Full of killers. So, I mean, you got Colby and Robbie coming up. You got Ponzinibbio, who I think is a dark horse in that division. You've got Kamaru, Tyron Woodley. I mean, so Masvidal, and who are all up there. So we'll see what's next for Chiesa. I thought he looked really good in this fight, though. On to the next fight, which was Arnold Allen, Gilbert Melendez. I actually got this pick right, which doesn't shock me. I'm just not high on Gilbert Melendez anymore. 38. He's another guy that I hate saying put the retirement on, but as I was watching this fight, I kind of thought, well, what if he went to Bellator? And then I was like, he's going to have to fight guys in Bellator that are better than Arnold Allen. And that they'll probably throw him against. So, who knows what's next for Gil? But he got dominated in this fight. And there was like 90 plus significant strikes. Arnold Allen does a lot of good things I like. Well, he's got incredible coaching behind him. He's a TriStar for Asahabi. That calf kick he was throwing, I even said it on the broadcast, was absolutely incredible. Just the way he threw it, the way he was mixing up his attacks. He threw a back kick in there in that first round. Hit him with some real good strikes off the bat. I mean, I've not always been high. I've not always been high on Arnold Allen. Not. I mean, I think there was a fight last year. It was the Mads Burnell fight last year that I thought he lost. And Mads Burnell's been killing it in Cage Warriors since he got released after that fight, which he should still be in the UFC, but that's a different story. But
I mean, Arnon looked good. Top 15 guy at 45, maybe. Uh, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'd have to really look at the rankings, and that's probably for another video. I'm just strictly doing a review video right now. But, I mean, 25 years old, a bright star in the UK, and I'm kind of interested to see what they do with him next. I'd like to see him stay active. I'd like to see him get another fight this year. He's been fighting once a year. I know he had some legal problems a year or two back, and has had some BC issues because of it. So we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out, and what the future is for Arnold Allen. But I thought his technical work. I mean, I gave it to him 30-27, hands down. I thought his technical work was good. His movement was incredible. Uh, and it's kind of a thing on this card is we're gonna see coming down these young guys. Some of these young guys really, really good the other night. So we'll see. On to the next fight, which was Marlon Vera. Nolene Hernandez is, I think, how you pronounce it. Nolene Hernandez took this fight on 6 days' notice. There was a big whole ordeal. He was basically like the second guy they tried to bring in. Had a 10-2 record. I think he had a fight booked with Anthony Burchak in LFA for later this month. Coming in against Marlon Vera was on a 3 or 4. I think it was on a 3-fight win streak, all finishes. Marlon Vera looks good. Jason House guy, shout out to Iridium Sports. I like a lot of those guys. We'll talk about another one of those guys who surprised me tonight. They're on that card too. But later. But I just thought Vera looked super, super good in the first round, and I thought he won it 10-9 pretty handily. He took some adversity, though. I mean, Hernandez did not go away. He wanted to prove he's a UFC caliber guy. I think he is. I mean, it's hard to tell sometimes. I mean, he has a good record. He has some good work, but I mean, I think it was like a year age discrepancy. I think Vera's 26, but the other thing is Vera's been in the UFC since he was 21. Um, a lot of adversity. I know he had the issue with his daughter and the cancer thing, but I mean, this kid Vera is a fighter, and I know we all want to see the O'Malley matchup, and I think it'll happen down the line. They've tried to book it 2 or 3 times. O'Malley's going through some USADA stuff right now. But, I mean, Marlon Vera looks really, really good. And he sunk in that choke. And yeah, and he got a really solid win against a guy coming in who was really good. So we'll see how that all plans out. Claudia Gadelha, Randa Marcos. Claudia just ran her way through it. Not going to talk a whole lot about this fight because I didn't see all of it. There's a couple of fights I didn't fully see. The re-encounter Nerded fight I didn't see all of it either, and then the Kansas I didn't see all of it either. So I'm just gonna give quick reviews on these fights. But good for Claudia. Her last fight against Ansarov, I didn't really know what she just looked flat in that fight, and I didn't think she looked flat against Marcos. Marcos is one of those. She's one of these girls that wins fights, loses fights, wins fights, loses fights. So up and down her whole career. I think she's like 9-7 now. We'll see. I don't really know what's next for Gadelha. My 115 knowledge isn't the best. I mean, so we'll move on. Bantamweight. Song Yadong, I think is how you say it. And Alejandro Perez, I missed this fight bad. I have a bad habit of picking against 21-year-old kids. I did it twice, and we're going to talk about both of them because I did it twice on this card. I did it with Edmund too. Uh, I thought Perez was just going to look better. I mean, I know he lost his last fight against Cody Stamann, but that was a bad style matchup for him. Stamann's a hoss. And Song Yadong just can't. He starched him with a red cross. And in the MMA, I mean, it gets understated a lot. But if you throw a naked leg kick, and I know everybody loves these calf kicks. And in the Arnold Allen fight, he was throwing them, but his movement, he wasn't out of position when he threw them. If you throw a naked outside leg kick, you have the chance to get lit up by a cross. And it happened. He got a performance bonus out of it, I believe. And it was a beautiful knockout. He starched him too. 21 years old, Chinese kid. They're going to build him hard. I think he's got a really good future. Uh, sure, he'll be in the top 15. But I don't necessarily know if you give him another top 15 guy yet. Heck, give him Marlon Vera. Sean O'Malley. That'd be a good fight. Miles Johns would be a great fight. I know they just signed Miles Johns, but Miles Johns and him, I think, would have a fucking war. So, but at the same time, he's a young kid. I think they'll build him, especially because he's one of these international guys. And they tend to build those guys up. So we'll play and see on how that goes. All right, on to the next one, which is Edmund Shabazian and Marshman, Jack Marshman. I missed this fight bad. I was not high on Edmund Shabazian going into this fight. I thought he lost the Darren Stewart fight, and honestly, I just thought he had fought cans. And Marshman was one of these. I don't want to really. He is a journeyman, but he's tough, durable, and Edmund Shabazian blew through him in 90 seconds. He number one thing, his movement, his head movement was what stuck out to me. His head movement was pretty incredible. And then that single was pretty. And he ground and pounded him and took the back and just grabbed the neck and put him out real quick. And I don't think I've ever seen Marshman dominated that ridiculously. So, 21 years old, I know he was a giant favorite. I think I got into the dog hype a little bit with Marshman. And it's hard. And I mean, we're gonna go into that too because I did the same thing with Ishmael because Ishmael's a 22-year-old kid and I picked him. These young 21, 22, 23-year-old kids right now are hard to predict, but at the same time, you grow in this sport when you're that young. So anytime you get in there, you could be completely different than your last fight when you're that young. So that's why we all love it. But Edmund looks really, really good, and I think they'll continue to build him up again. Still, I don't know if you give him a top 15 guy at 85 yet, but and there's no names off the top of my head that I really want to see with him. I mean, yeah, no, there's nothing off the top of my head that I can think of at 85 that I really want to see with him. But I mean, good for Edmund. Uh, chance chance re-encounter, I think is how you say it. It's Ismail Nurdiev. Uh, I missed this one. I was high on Ishmael just because Hard Knocks won his debut against Michel Prazeres, who was on a 10-fight win streak in the UFC. at 70, even though I thought honestly thought he'd win that fight. But because it was chance for an encounter, and I honestly, like, that Bilal Muhammad fight was running through my head, and but from what I saw, he looked a lot better. Chances, best chance looked, I think. And Ishmael just looked a little flat from what I saw. Like I said, I didn't see the whole fight, but we'll see. I mean, Chance Range Hunter is one of these guys at 70. We'll see how he goes. I mean, uh, and that'll be what it'll be. Um, and then the opener was Julia Alvia or Oliva or whatever, or it's Penny Kanzad. I'm not high on Penny Kanzad. Uh, she's gorgeous, uh, absolutely gorgeous, but that's beyond the point. But every big fight I've ever seen her in, she's been dominated in, and this is kind of the case again in this one. And so I think Julia's got a uh, really good chance to be something in this division. We'll see what they do. I don't really know what they would put her against next. I'd really like to see her and Macy Chase on, but I don't think it'll happen. Um, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll see how that goes. As far as Penny Kansas, I hope they don't release her. She did take the fight on short notice. I know she got cut after the tough 28 loss, which they cut everybody after that. And I know they'll probably be cutting people again because of contender series because they're just gonna bring in people. So, uh, but yeah, overall, really good card. Masvidal was Masvidal. Honestly, Masvidal is the winner of the night in my opinion. But yeah, good card. Overall, pretty good fights. And I enjoyed it. Good hype behind it, of course, being International Fight Week, and they're UFC's busy in the next few weeks. I think there's cards like another 6 weeks in a row. So we'll see how it goes. I know Sacramento's next week. Contender Series is Tuesday. I'm gonna make a Contender Series video probably sometime tomorrow. Get it uploaded before Tuesday. Um, and then I'll probably make the Sacramento prediction card sometime midweek. But yeah, that's my thoughts, and I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Go do sweaters things, which means sleep. But yeah, everybody have a good night. If you liked it, have any comments, feedback, shoot it to me. Comment section, I appreciate it. I'll talk to y'all later. Sweaters out.